In this video, I want to show you all the buttons in Tradingview that I use and just a very quick overview on how it works. Just starting off right now. Okay, so if you get stuck with the texter or some sort of indicator that just keeps on popping up every time you move it or press a button, go back to this one here. This is a crosshair. So this will bring you back to the crosshairs, which as you can see is on the screen now doing circles. And then we come down here, we've got the trend line. So with the trend line here, we've got, I've marked this here as one of my favorites. And so I'd recommend you do this, because if you mark it as your favorite, then you can just keep the tools on your toolbox, which will be in the middle of your screen or, in the top right-hand side of your screen, which is where I keep mine. So we've got the trend line here as one of my favorites, horizontal raise, one of my favorites, and the cross line, you pretty much choose whichever ones you want to do. A lot of these I don't use because I just found that they tend to make a lot of noise, just make the, I barely ever use them. These ones here I use all the time, so I just keep those ones on there. The trend line, horizontal ray, and putting that one back there. And then I come across here and I've got the Fibonacci retracement. I use that one quite often. Around about 80% of traders use the Fibonacci retracement. We'll go through that one in just a minute. On this one here, head and shoulders, I barely use that one. Elliott correction wave, no, I'm going to take that one off there. Actually, no, I'll put that on there just in case. Just in case I do find another reason to use it. This one here, this is for, I got the long position and the short position. I'll show you how to, actually I'll do those right now. I'll do the Fibonacci retracement and the long and short right now. So here's the Fibonacci retracement, and I've put this in my toolbox because it's one of my favorites. I use it quite regularly. I want to go from the low, so we've got the swing low here, the lowest part of the swing. And I'm going to press that button there, and then I'm going to go to the top of the, the high of the run. And now I've got that there, I'm going to drag it across to the right-hand side so I can read the numbers and keep it to the top of that, of the peak here. Press the button and I'm done. So now I can see, I'll just open this up a fair bit more. So I can see that I've got 32.8, that line is there. Now we've breached that on this decline here. Now we've got a 50%, which is the blue line there, and we've breached that there. And the low, which it didn't breach, is the 0.618. Fibonacci found that these numbers here, where they tend to reverse trends a lot in life as well as in the markets. People seem to have a reaction to these kind of, like the 50% retracement. So another thing that I do as well is I use this box here. And so I'll grab that box there and I'll go from the 50% and I'm going to come down to the 61.8%. I want to make sure it's pretty accurately on the line like that. And then I'm going to come over here. And so now I've got, I'll just move my toolbox up to there. And so now I've got the Fibonacci retracement and I've got the, so now you know how to do the Fibonacci retracement and the box. And also I can come down here. If I want to get rid of these drawings all of a sudden and, they're just kind of in the way, I can press that button there. Everything's gone. I can see the charts a lot clearer now. And I'll just put that back on. And let's just say I want to delete those now. So I'm going to delete the two drawings that I just put on there. Now let's just say that I want to go long, and let's just say that this doji here, I thought, yep, as soon as it trades green next, I want to go long with my stops below the low there. Let's just say that happened. So moving that up there. So this one here is the short position because we've got the gap there, which is the stop loss, and we'll be making money on the downside. This one here is the long position. We've got a gap down the bottom with a marked in there for our profits at the top. So I press that there, and then I come to here, and let's just say that I've got that part there. So now this will automatically turn up on your chart as soon as you press that button there for where you want to enter, and then you grab this here and you take it down to the low, below where your stop would be. So let's just say I was getting in on the doji there and my stop was just below the doji, and I come up to here and I'm aiming for, let's just say I'm aiming for the top of the top of this doji here. So I'm going to bring that there and bring it all the way down that line, and the crosshair is going to take me over, and I can see that. I'm going to let it go. So now my profit target is there, which I don't usually like to put profit targets in. I usually also read the candles and let them tell me what when to sell, simply because I find that if I set myself a profit target, sometimes they just keep on running and running and running, and I've missed out. So if you look at the candlesticks and read the candlesticks, often you'll, especially in a bull market, if you're buying the candlesticks, you tend to run for a lot longer and make a lot more profit. But what this box is telling me now is that my reward to risk, so is 2.16 times my risk. So this here is a 5.69% risk, this red box here, and then the top of it here is a 12.32% return. And that's 2.16 times my money. If I was to lose this or if I was to gain this, I made 2.16 times my risk. Okay, so I'm going to put that there, and now I'm going to come over and I'm just going to delete that. So delete one drawing. Now, if I was to do the short, let's just say that on this one here, I wanted to go short here with my stops above the high there. So what I would do here is on the first red trade of the next day, I would have been going short there, which I wouldn't be doing here because I'm not going to go short when it's this close to the 50 moving average. And let's say I wanted to go, to the bottom of this line here. Let's just say, which this is not a realistic trade that I would trade, but this is how to use this tool. So my risk would be here, and my reward would be down here. And as you can see, my risk is 7.59%, and my reward is 9.99%. And that risk to reward is terrible, so definitely don't take this trade. But you can actually see that my risk to reward ratio is 1.32. So if I was to risk that amount of money, I will get 1.32 times my risk as the reward. So I'm just going to put that there, and I'm going to remove that drawing too. So now if we come back down, we can have a look over here. So there's the Fibonacci, the trading to the top, north and to the south. This one here, so the box and the arrow. So here's where we come into the drawing. So I've got the brush, the highlighter, the arrow, the rectangle path. I just kind of use that every now and then. And the arc, I barely ever use that, so I'm just going to get rid of that one there. So I'm just, that means that this toolbox here, I've just taken one of the tools off, and that was this one down the bottom here. So I've got these 5 here that are actually in this toolbox here. So I don't need to come over to this left-hand side every time to get the tools that I need. Let's have a look at this one here. So text, I use that all the time. Call out, I barely ever use that, so I'm going to get rid of that one there. And so you can see this is decreasing little bit by bit. This one here, smiley faces and all that sort of stuff. Nope, I just don't get into it. I'd rather not have any clutter on my screen. The ruler, I just come over here and grab this if I need it. If I want to measure something, like that for the high to there. So if I was to do this, I'll just do that again, just so you can see it. So the ruler, if I'm going to go to the bottom here, like let's just say I was to buy right at the very bottom there, and I was to trade all the way up to the very top there, but today's the day, that I'm looking at selling. So, I'll just let it go again. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to hold it this time so you can see. Okay, so now we can see that it's at the top of the blue box is 22.33%. That's the gain, and there's 20 bars, which and each bar represents a day. So it's taken me 20 days, and at one point I was up 22.33%. But now, if I want to take that down and find out exactly where I'm at now, I just drag that down, and I've got 12.18%, and it's still 20 days because I haven't reduced the quantity of the days. So I just leave that one there, and I'm just going to click outside, and it's gone. Okay. Going down a little bit further, the lock, and okay, so this one here, hide all drawings. So if you have any drawings on there, you can actually we'll just go through and see if there's any other ones that I've got drawings on. Nope. No. Okay. Here we go. Here, got some drawings here. So all of a sudden, okay, I press that there. Now the drawings are gone. I press that there. They've come back. Let's just say that I go onto here and I delete these drawings. And I go, oh, hang on a minute, I didn't really want to do that. So I can move this here. That's how you do it. These dots here, the ellipsis. Grab that and just pull it, to wherever you want to, you want to do it. Now up here, I've got a reverse arrow. So I've got 2 lines here. Let's say I wanted to keep those lines. So I'm going to go back. There you go. The lines have replaced again. So now I'm just going to go, nah, actually, I do want them gone. So there's a temporary gone, and here is the remove all drawings, and away we go. Okay, so now that's the bin. Here's our toolbox. This toolbox disappeared, and toolbox back on. As I said, you can grab that and drag it around to wherever you want. I usually keep it up here, around about there. One thing I do use, and that's this one. I can change this to a two-stage layout. So I can have, that's the daily chart there. This is the weekly chart here, and I'm going to grab my toolbox and I'm going to put it back up there. And so here is the weekly. And I can kind of see what's going on there with the weekly chart and see what's going on with the daily chart, which can be very helpful. Moving on, going back to, so you can change this to, depending on what program you've got, you can change it to this style here. I think we can have a bunch of charts on there, but to me, it just gets really, really messy. Let's have a look at this. That there is just no, no, so you go upgrade. So I haven't got this one here, so I can get expert 10. I'm a premium anyway, so I can only have 8 charts on there, not 10. But I don't really want to do that anyway, so I'm going to change that out. Looks very, very confusing. So, all right, let's keep it simple again. Let's go back to simple. Okay, there we go. So simple again. What else have we got? Replay. So if I wanted to replay, let's say I want to do some back testing. So if I come back to here and I go, okay, right, so I'm going to start back testing from here. And I go, all right, well, and it's best if you don't really know what's happening, like what's coming forward. And so I'm just going to get a line there and just mark that, from the low there. You can kind of see there's pretty good support around about this price here. Why? $7, I don't really know. But this would have been a good thing to look out for. So if we have a look, and here's another thing, I'm just kind of doing this at random, but another thing I like to do as well is mark out the stochastics. When the stochastics are oversold, very important to be looking at them. I'm going to do that in a different time. I'll move that over because I'm just going to move this chart over now, because if I try to put the box down here, when it was over all the numbers there, it becomes very difficult to do. So, and like here, if you're trying to draw a box on here, you're going to be pressing lots of other buttons. And I'll just draw another box here because stochastics were oversold in this area. And we can go there again, we can go here again. Now what we want to do when we see that there's support, if we see stochastics oversold, like let's say this one here for example, like really we can be looking at this, we can just keep on going back and finding it. Stochastics oversold, we do get a hammer, and it did go up. Stochastics oversold, we've got a piercing pattern, and it did go up. Stochastics oversold, look at this. So this sold off, and 50%, probably a little bit over 50% of the buyers bought back. I really do like this one here, and especially when we've got a nice pop in volume. I do like the volume to be a little bit better, but anyway, in any case, even though it's in a downtrend, we did get a little bit of a rise. So even if these didn't work for you, you should be selling before you're actually turning into a loss at this stage here. This one here, we've got a perfect looking doji, two of them, and then we're going to close above the 9, and then we'll come up to there, up to the 50, and then it's got rejected at the 50. This one here, if you were to buy that engulfing pattern there, it wouldn't have lasted very long, but in most cases you can actually get out with a small loss, or even a small profit, I should say. Stochastics oversold here. I don't really see any real entries here. We do have an engulfing there. There's no. I do like to be buying the first green trade after the reversal pattern. So if we were to buy here and had bought that there, I would have been stopped out just below the low here. Now here we've got stochastics oversold again. This is beautiful. It's come down all the way back down. This would have been really looking quite bad back in the day when it was all red, but towards the end of the day it came up and bought back in. Buyers bought the stock back up, or the crypto back up. So we've got stochastics oversold there, and then we've got a pretty good result from that there, and then it's come back down again and found support. Got a hammer here, and we've got a piercing pattern there. Doji's really tight trading, and starts to head up there. Same again here, inverted hammer actually, and it's gone up, and here we've got another one. So still finding support, and we've got stochastics oversold again. So now anyway, like that's just just kind of got on a bit of a tangent there. So now if I wanted to, I'm going to do times 5. I'm not going to do times 5. Let's reduce that to times 1. So that's 1 bar per second. We can do 3. Let's just do 3 actually, so we can kind of see what it looks like. So let's play and we'll see what it looks like. So every 3 seconds, actually that's 3 per second, I should say. So actually I'm gonna I'm gonna replay that actually. Do you want to get rid of that? Yes, I do. So I'm gonna press the replay button again, and I'm gonna come back to here again, and I'm gonna go through and change it, and I'm gonna do 1. So there's 1 bar per second. Let's try that instead. And I also like to open it right up so that we can actually see what's going on. And as soon as you see that you've got a buy signal, like let's just say that you were bouncing on support, you got engulfing here, stochastics oversold, this would have been a buy. This engulfing here off the 50 would have been a buy, and this here possibly would have been a buy. I don't really like that selling off there, but we did get an engulfing there. Now I'm going to pause that, but what I actually like to do is as soon as I got the buy here, I'll pause it straight away. And as soon as I pause it, then I'll go to my drawing tool and put this drawing tool on here, and I'll mark it up and just see how we go, and then trade it from there. All right, traders, I'm probably going to leave it there actually, and I think we've kind of gotten through most of what's on here. I'll get rid of that drawing tool. I'll go back to Bitcoin, and with the reverse. Do you want to exit the replay bar? Yes, I do. Just before this video gets way too long, I'm just going to cancel it at that, finish it at that. All right, traders, if you have any more questions on how TradingView works, or if you want to know, and most of the other charting platforms work in a very similar fashion. So if you wanted to get onto TradingView, I'll leave a link in the description below so you can. But they do have a free version, but the only problem is with the free version, you've got to be putting your indicators on there every single chart. As soon as you change charts, you've got to be going to a different indicator. So, all right, traders, I'll leave it at that. I hope you have a good day. Talk to you again soon. See ya.